Let's dive a bit more into this whole. So you have sex on camera. Do you have one guy you shoot with, or is it just you're shooting with different dudes?
I honestly haven't made new content in a really long time. I just made so much when I started, and I can still distribute and make new content.
Because like if you go to your Twitter, which we can't, like the very first thing you see, you're just getting fucked by some dude. I'm like, it's just there. It's there.
Free?
Good for you.
For free. Girl.
Okay, but
for free.
Managing
I'm
you.
talking to Twitter.
Who's managing you? For free.
But so what to Marquette's point
that's
here.
where I've got most of my subscribers from, though, because it's just a snippet. It's a clip.
That's not really the point I'm trying to make here. But you said that when you do meet a guy, you're going to want to wait this long period. But the guy sees that, like, it's sort of this
It's out
ruse,
there, yeah.
like this arbitrary. It's kind of almost a fraud. Like the whole point of a woman having a waiting period before she has sex, it's supposed to be due to her not being someone that gives away sex so easily.
Well, I don't give away sex easily like that, because if I want to have a connection with someone in, like, you know, a relationship, or like, because I'm not looking for just casual hookups.
But you will have sex on camera without the need for that sort of commitment.
Well, because it's fake. It's acting.
But you're portraying that you would have sex easily with people.
I am portraying that. I will admit that's the image I give out, but that's not who I am. And if someone sat down and got to know me, they would know that.
And that's what's sad, though, because it's like you have to get over that barrier for people. And you're sweet. I've been talking to you, and like you've been taking like criticism and like fight backs like really well. And that's what's sad, is you're making it harder for you to make good relationships. And it's
but I've also been hurt in the past, so that could also. I know I'm young. Don't look at me like sideways, like she's young.
That's what's sad, though, is that you're young and you've put this out there.
But I've already been hurt in relationships, so I'm not rushing to get into one. Right now, I'm just focusing on getting money, getting through college. Like this just got me my own apartment. And just stuff like that. Like, I'm just taking it day by day, going slow. It's not a forever thing.
But imagine if you, like, instead of, because society tells women, go to college, and guess what? I went to college, I bought it too. But society tells everyone, we need to go to college, you need to do this, you need to do that. And now you feel like you need to make OnlyFans. And
I don't feel like I needed to make it. I wanted to.
But you wanted it to fund your college education. Imagine if you were just seeking a husband, and I know it may sound easier than it, you know, it is, and I get that. But I'm just saying, imagine if that's what your goal was, you would never have to make that content, and you could have a good relationship.
Okay, I see what you're saying, but I'm not seeking a husband. Again, I'm 18. I'm not looking for a husband right now.
But that's because society tells women that you should not be looking for a husband at 18. You should be getting your education, boss babe, do all that. It's the feminist lie that they're telling women that will make them happy. And then
well, I'm happy where I'm at right now. Like, I'm happy. Like, I don't know why.
But a lot of women realize what they want too late in life before, like, maybe they can't have kids. Maybe it's the old, and it's a sad reality. It's true. Listen, women, we age terribly. It sucks. It's a sad reality. I wish it wasn't true. Men age so much better. But as women get older, it's harder for them to find a husband. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's harder. You're less likely to be able to have kids. So I'm just saying your time is ticking. And I know it sucks. I know you mentioned that earlier. I'm not saying that since you're 28, you can never find a husband. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm not 25. I got married at
not 20. A good one.
I got married
going
at
to
25.
be a less than ideal one, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think I'll do okay.
Can I share one gem with you all? A lot of guys I'm sure a lot of guys contact you as well, ask you for advice. Guys, just thinking about through the years, guys have contacted me when their woman was unfaithful, and the question is, should I carry on with it? If they say that they're married and they have kids, I always say, yeah, you should. Give it a shot. Like, try. I always say yes. And they always reach back out and say, oh, man, I just had an argument with her. I was like, well, what were you arguing about? He's like, oh, man, I asked her, like, was his bigger than mine? And which is to say, the paranoia of the average guy is endless. The other guy she slept with could have been an irrelevant nobody who's a loser, has a bum job, and small meat, right? But the guy who got cheated on, because guys are so petty and ego-driven, was his bigger than mine. Did you do this with him? Did he try this on you? How long did it take? Oh, you slept with him on the first night. You made me wait 3 nights. Do you like him more than me? Guys will never really ever get over that. And a part of it is because we do, in many cases, have a false assumption that you guys are somehow better than us in certain areas. Like Little House on the Prairie right here. Look at her. Is the camera on her? Little House on the Prairie. I know it's probably a lie, but I'm looking at Little House on the Prairie like, you will never betray me. Like, you will never betray me. And we think that. So here's the thing. When Little House on the Prairie, even if she's in love with me, she's looking back at me, but like, you're still like, I love you, I'm loyal to you, but you're still a guy. You might end up at some point being violent. You might end up at some point dealing with another woman. That's somewhere in her mind, even if it's suppressed and it's small. But when I look at her, I'm like, sweet pureness. Sweet, sweet pureness. So when she does something that's human, like maybe dealing with another guy, I'm like, oh, how could you be? And there's so much anger and resentment. And then with ego, it's like, we know when a guy does it, we might have just did it because, dang, she's thick. Oh my God, look at those titties. Like that might be the only reason we actually did it. There's nothing deeper than that. But when she did it, it's like, oh, so this was the guy you work with? Like you like him? Like how long, like you guys, how did this happen? Like you guys been spending a lot of time together? And probably, yeah, she did like him. So it's radically different, and we have so much trouble accepting because we cheat with our penis and women cheat with their heart. So no, he'll never forgive it. He won't forgive your past either. He'll be paranoid about your past. So if you are categorically an HOE, you can only really be with a P.
Pussy?
No, what's
a P?
That would be
What's
the
a
worst
P?
thing.
No, like a
pimp. You can only be with a pimp, and I'll tell you why.
Man, what are you talking about?
Because he's the only one who can actually know the truth about who you are and what you've done and be completely and utterly unbothered by it.
I mean, she said, she had a past and she was, an atheist and she's a different person.
Where'd you go
So
to
I
college?
do think
Um,
No,
No, UMass Amherst,
Okay.
Massachusetts.
All
You're
right.
from Massachusetts. I'm from Boston.
Really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
so. I do think there are some men who.
But she wasn't in the, were you in those
Pack
streets
the
like
cat.
that?
No,
Like how
no.
deep in the streets were you?
No, I mean, I just, I had boyfriends in the past.
Right.
I didn't wait until marriage and.
You weren't so deep in those streets, like in the gutter, in the sewer of the streets, to where when your Christian, I've never had vagina boyfriend met you, he was like, no, I can't touch this. Like, I don't know who that dude was, JB, the guy who kept talking about herpes. Like
Yeah,
that
Jay
guy,
Butler.
yeah, that guy was able to meet you and be like, okay, like you might not be Little House on the Prairie, but you're still someone I can deal with. Whereas maybe he meets you, not to single you out, but maybe he meets you and he's like, OnlyFans, that's too far afield from what I'm searching for.
Do you think there could just be men that are, okay with that and secure with that?
There's only two kinds of guys. There's two kinds, and you actually kind of
There are
said
multiple
it.
kinds
There's
of
a
guys.
pimp. He's like, look, this is our industry. This is what we do. And then there's as you said, PUSSY, which is to say he's so low in the power category that he has to accept what he can get, not what he wants.
Do you think that there are just some men who are maybe just secure with themselves?
It's
and
not
can
about
just,
it's not about
and
security.
can
It's
just,
about
think like,
just
hey,
what?
this was her past.
I want to
you know,
address
this
that. I
is
like that because this is a
what,
common claim of women.
I
They
think
talk
that's
about
kind of
security.
the case with Adam. I don't think he's necessarily a pimp. I think he's probably
Not at
secure
all.
in their
Not at all.
or a pussy.
You
I
see
think
how people
they're
talk about
secure
him
in
in the
their relationship, and he understands.
No, I saw
that's
that.
that's
'Cause
separate from their personal relationship.
He himself said he wasn't comfortable with it, and he became comfortable over time, which is to say he accepted it.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is, men who are really in a power position, they don't accept what's given to them. They get what they truly want. What they truly want. They don't go to the car lot and say, oh, I have this much money, I guess I can get a Toyota. They go to the car lot like, I might buy this motherfucker. Like, where the Rolls Royce at? Oh, the Cullinan, $500,000. Yeah, please make sure you throw in the tailgate seats and all the options. So now it's $600,000. I don't care. I'm getting exactly what I want because I have that kind of power and juice.
and only men can do that.
No, but I'll get to that piece. I just want to answer the question you asked.
Yeah.
So understand this piece. Men, we want that which other men can't get. That which is so highly valued and rare. When something is harder to get, it's more valuable. Kind of the case with diamonds, for example. So if a woman has been around the block,
Okay, but watchable is
do you mind
not.
if I finish it real quick? I'm gonna just finish
Yeah.
it. If the woman's been around the block, then every guy's had a piece. I'm not special anymore. Or if the woman has an OnlyFans, everyone's seen her naked. Oh, it's not special anymore. They want the woman that's attractive and conservative to where guys look at her and they're like, you are attractive and I would give so much to see what's under those clothes. But I can't because I'm not Marquette Devon Burton. I wish I were him so that I could have her. Do you understand? I wish I were him so I could have her, but I can't. Because she's hard to get, and you know what? He got her. It's like he hit the lotto and no one else did. That's what guys want. They want those things that are treasured and rare and no one else can have it. That's why virginity, for example, is prized. You talk about female virginity, no one ever mentions male virginity as a good thing. We only talk about female virginity as a value. Around the whole world, it's like that.
And I understand, and I agree with you on that. I mean, I
You
waited
agree with
until I
me.
was
Very
25 to lose my virginity. Yeah. So, I mean, I've had very few partners. So, I mean, just because I have an OnlyFans, I don't think that, makes me an HOE, or
Oh, I don't say
or
that
a less
disrespectful. That's a job
valuable,
description. That's not
woman.
a pejorative. That's a job description.